episode 18 of ABC Talks with Brenda and Kathy. And today we have a very special guest, Christie Going, which I've probably known you online for about, I'm saying maybe 8 years, because we were both in business together 8 years ago, and it was an online business. So I'm very happy to have you as our guest. And I noticed looking at your Facebook page that you were in a lot of companies before starting your own business.
Yes, definitely.
And then you started with Reflexology
Uh-huh.
about 10 years ago and
Yep.
moved into massage therapy. And so you are a holistic health expert.
Well,
So
that's
we're
a
happy to
mouthful.
have you here. Maybe just talk about a little bit about what made you decide to leave your traditional job, your job, and decide to pick up and start a business of your own.
So, hi there. Thank you so much for inviting me and having me here today, ladies. I
We're so
appreciate
happy.
y'all both. Um, so I started in my holistic journey before I left a job. So I reconnected with the elementary school best friend of mine, and she said that she was a reflexologist. And Kathy, I kid you not, I rolled my eyes and I said, I've seen the socks, tell me more. So she told me, and I said, okay, curiosity killed the cat. I am a Leo, born in August. So I started asking her more questions. So then she started explaining more and more about reflexology, and I said, I want to try it. Well, she had this book, and I wish I had it with me. I know I have a copy of it. It is Heal Your Body A to Z by Louise Hay, and all it had was ailments, um, a possible emotion behind it, and a new thought pattern. And I kept looking, and nothing seemed to fit. But then I went back to when I was a child. I had my tonsils and my adenoids removed, and I looked those two up.
But then I went back.
And when I looked those two up, one of them I was like, that doesn't really fit. And the other one, I was like, oh, okay, there may be something to this holistic stuff. And so I had treatments for a year, and then I said, I want to do this. And so I went to school. My mom watched my kids 2 weekends a month so that I could go to school. So I went to school for clinical massage aromatherapy and reflexology because of the health benefits that I saw for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then I left one job and went to another, and I negotiated a 4-day work week so that I could focus on school and clients on Friday and then the weekend. And then I met my wonderful boyfriend, and I had asked him. He was limping, and I said, "What is this limp about?" And I made him an oil blend. I would never do it like this now, but I was so brand new and excited. I was like, "Oh, let me make this oil blend," and so I did, and he said it helped. And then one thing led to another. We started seeing each other, and then uh, I would do reflexology on him, and he said, "You're really good at this. Why don't you do this?" And I said, "Well, I don't know." And then we had a talk about intention because I, for some reason, could not get it in my head, like, that it had to do with the intention of the person receiving the treatment and the person giving the treatment. And so then I quit my job. I quit my job and I went to school to be a massage therapist. Completely different experience from the holistic training that I received that was ITech training. So it was international training. And then the massage training was very much Western medicine geared toward spas. Um, so I did go to the longest program here in Texas. So by the time I finished massage school, I came out with 1,300 hours of training between my reflexology training, aromatherapy training, and massage training. And I love it. I love what I do. I love helping people. I just love it.
That's good. It's
Nice.
always good to be able to get up in the morning and go to a job that you love.
Yes, yes.
And
Well, and
do you have work
with
from home,
me,
or do you have a studio that you work out of?
so I have had an office, but for the majority of the time I've been mobile. I had opened an office in late 2018. And of course, everybody knows what happened in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I had an amazing landlord who totally understood that we were in a global pandemic and had no clue when I'd be able to see clients again. I mean, business is business. He very well would have been within his rights to not let me terminate the contract and all of that. He did not. He was very gracious. Really thankful for that. But I closed my office in 2020, and I saw 7 clients in 18 months after that.
Wow.
Because I've always been the very conscientious therapist. I didn't want to take anything to anyone. A lot of my clients were seniors and or pregnant women. So I got them from both ends of the spectrum, right? They're
Yeah.
bringing life into the world and then seniors.
Yeah.
But my parents also lived next door to me. So I didn't want to take anything to them either. So I saw 7 clients in 18 months. And in June of 22, one of my senior clients started messaging me on Facebook, and she put her messages in the most random places, and it would just say, "When are you coming back?" And I'm like, I don't know. And finally, after her prodding a couple of times, then I said, "Okay, I'll come back," because she was in an apartment complex that was all 55 and up, and so I've always said, I will. I'll do the same thing for you as long as you respect me and my family. And if you're sick, don't don't see me. I did recently add a cancellation policy just because it's time. But being my own boss, I have that flexibility of, if someone calls and they've got a sick kid or someone's sick or something like that, I can definitely waive a cancellation fee. Um, but yeah, so I still have multiple businesses, and my parents help me with my kids a lot. You'll hear my daughter coming in a few minutes. So my dad just picked her up from school. But yeah, I love working for myself. I love working from home. Left the last company in 22. Uh, and I said I was never going back. I'm not,
Mm-hmm.
as long as, good Lord helps me stick to that, I mean, he's got a bigger plan than I do, but, as long as that's the way it is, I will never go back. I was tired. As you saw on my Facebook, I've always worked in male dominated industries. I worked in road construction. I worked in landscaping. I worked for overhead crane companies. So there was always somebody telling me what my worth was. And I was tired of that. I was like,
Exactly.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
This way I get to set my rates. If I want to give somebody a discount, I give them a discount. When I had my office, I had pay what you may weekends. And I had someone ask me, Christy, so I can come get a massage for $5. Like, you're serious. And I said, yeah, if that's all you can afford. And once a month, it'll help you to take care of yourself in a way that you're not normally going to be able to, then yeah, I'll take $5. And I do that because my best friend Jeanette Grubbs, when she would work on me, she wouldn't let me pay her because we were elementary school friends. So because of that, then I wanted to pay it forward. So I have some clients, a lot of my seniors, I still only charge half of my rate. Even though now I have to go from apartment to apartment. When I started seeing them, they had a model that I could set up in. And so I didn't have to go to anybody. All I had to do was set the appointments and be ready with the equipment when they showed up. Since COVID, they don't have the model, but I kept my rates the same when I went back. It's just fair. I mean, people on a fixed income, they shouldn't have to choose between taking care of their health and whether they're going to eat.
Amen to
That's
that,
exactly
hey?
true.
I
That
mean,
is so true. So how did you find out about this company?
so I believe our fellow friend and marketer and all things business, Candace Rodarty. She introduced me to Super Patch. I was actually introduced a year before to the company and to the parent company of Super Patch. And we all have mindset things, right? So
Mhm.
when I looked at the products before, they were high cost. And I thought, well, I'm not paying that for that. My clients aren't going to pay that. And then the person that initially introduced it to me didn't follow up. So whenever Candace introduced me to me and she said, "You're not going to believe this." I was like, "Really? Like, does it really work that fast? Like, no way." Um, and since then,
That sounds so familiar. Right, Kathy? Sounds so familiar. Charlene's on. Say hi to Charlene. Hi,
hey,
Charlene.
Charlene.
But it sounds so familiar.
So it's so funny though that Charlene is higher up than that, because Charlene and I were accountability partners probably back in 2018. And we weren't neither one of us were really great at it back then. She'd be busy, I'd be busy, we'd put it off, and then we'd just text each other what was going on. But it's so cool to be in the same group with all of you amazing ladies. Just like
Charlene
we
says
feel all the time.
yes.
That's what I like best about this business is that we have a group of encouraging women, mostly women, and you just feel like family. You just feel like it's all family.
But
Yep.
Christy, you're so right. I had three people tell me about this, and I was like, I can't do this. I can't wear any band-aids whatsoever or anything like that. I can't do it. I'm highly allergic to this stuff. And it just took Kathy to come to my home and drop one off in my mailbox and said, "Put it on." I was like, "Yes, ma'am." you know? And then I was like, okay, what is this stuff and why did it work so well? Same with you, skeptical. I'm like, I don't think so. And then she dropped off some for my shoulder, and I was like, okay, I gotta know about this. I'm gonna be forever attached to this product.
So what's your
But yeah,
favorite?
probably the pain one, the freedom one, because of my frozen shoulder. It's always like in pain. But I put that one on, and with the Liberty for inflammation, and then I'm good for the day. I'm good for
Kathy, what's
24
your favorite?
hours.
I have three favorites. My
Okay.
favorites are Liberty and Victory that I wear every day
Okay.
for the inflammation
Mm-hmm.
in my knee and my back from old injuries. And also, I like the Peace Patch because
Awesome.
looking after someone who's 99 years old, you can get very stressed at times.
And
And so when you
yours,
get stressed like that, you're not very good for the person that you're looking after or yourself, both. So that's when I put the Peace Patch on and it relaxes me and I can get back to doing what I want to do. And the Liberty and Victory help my knees and my back. So that's all good too. I don't have to worry about the pain. I don't wear the Freedom Patch anymore. I did wear it at the beginning, but now the Liberty and Victory seem to be doing the job that I
so
need it to do.
so
So I'm
that's the
pretty
two.
happy.
That's the two
That's
Kathy
awesome.
love.
They the ones, yes.
That's awesome. So Charlene and Candace are on. So let's tell
Yes,
them to say what their favorite patches are in the comments.
Who's on,
Uh,
Charlene and who?
Charlene and
Charlene and
Candace are in.
Oh,
Candace.
Candace. Okay. Hello.
So
Christy,
you
what's
can
your
say
favorite?
So I'm going to be perfectly honest. So I
We
don't
like
have
honesty.
I don't have a lot of those aches and pains. So when Candace first told me about the patches, I was like, okay, well, my parents have chronic pain and sleep issues. They both have CPAPs. Um, my other family member has gout. My daughter has focus issues. So like for me, it was who all can this help? And then Okay. And then I started using a few of them. So I would say my go-to is the focus patch, especially when I have a lot of things going on. And then that's probably the one that I like the most. I have used Kick It and Ignite. I actually have an order on its way that has those in it again so that I can try and do something with those. Then I have I use Defend a lot, especially at this time of the year, because I've heard lots of great things for allergies with Defend, and those are probably my favorites. I've been told
Yeah.
I should use the Peace Patch because I do have some anxiety issues.
So Charlene says, I love the Liberty and Victory. I don't have pain issues either, but I thought of all the family and friends that are in pain.
Mhm.
I ordered the Lumi one. I haven't tried it yet. I'm so looking forward to trying this because I have cover up right now, but I have sun damage. So I want to see if that'll help with the sun damage.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've ordered the Lumi for acne. So, I had acne really bad when I was a teenager, and my daughter's is not so much on her face, but on her back. So I want to see if maybe it'll help her with that. So we'll see.
Awesome.
Never know.
Awesome. So another question for you, Christy. Are you using the super patch like with your reflexology business?
Yes. So all of my clients, ever since I started using the patches, I have a box. Of course, I left it in the truck. They're all nice and organized. And then I always do the Liberty demo with every new client. Um, I don't do that as much with my massage clients because I use coconut oil for my massage clients. So I don't want to put it on them before I massage them. So I tend to talk about the patches with my massage clients, and then I'll usually leave them a Liberty um, or a
Now,
Freedom, depending on what's going on. I know it's a little counterintuitive, and it
what
doesn't
about
give me a chance to do the demo, but I do the demo with all of my reflexology clients.
what about the peace patch for your massage therapy clients just to get them relaxed before you start digging into those muscles?
That's a good point.
Right? Get them relaxed and then because I know that like some massage therapists use their
Oh.
elbows, right? And it's like, holy son of a gun, that one hurt. Right? And then they get into that deep tissue massage and then they relax you. Well, wouldn't the peace patch help that?
So
Not
I'm not that therapist. I don't do
okay.
deep tissue at all. Uh,
Okay.
I try and tell people up front that I don't do deep tissue just because for me deep tissue is it's twofold. So when I was in reflexology school, we were taught that the deeper work that you do, the reflexology that I do is a light touch. So we were taught that the deeper work that you do, the body starts to tense up and then it doesn't tell you everything that you need to know to help the person.
Mhm.
And then in massage school, our deep tissue class it was actual structural work. So you literally did an analysis almost like a chiropractor does, and you see what muscles need to be lengthened to help bring things back into balance. Um, Most people they want firm pressure whenever they're talking about that. But I tell people, I do a more of an intuitive massage, so I find the knots and I'll work them out. I do some trigger point and that kind of stuff. But as far as deep tissue, yeah, no, I don't use my elbows and all that stuff. I'll refer you to a therapist that does that kind of work just because it's not my forte. Actually, I'm going to be taking my next classes that I'm going to be taking are going to be lymphatic drainage because those are more light work that helps move the lymph along. So I'm kind of excited about that.
That's good.
Sweet.
I took a course one time on healing touch,
Yep.
and that's where you don't even actually touch the person, but it's all energy. And so that's where I
No.
learned that energy is really important in healing people.
Yes. So in 22, I did some chakra balancing classes and sound classes and all of that. So I'm working on my own coloring book and some products for that line to go that direction too. So And the patches fit right in with that. No drugs, no chemicals, and they help with
Mm-hmm.
the different things. So it's funny you mentioned the energy though, because sometimes I have a problem with my patches staying on. But like with aromatherapy, if the oil won't come out of the bottle, it's because you don't need it. So to me, if my patches start to come off before the 24 hours is gone, I feel like, okay, my body's telling it I don't need it anymore. So I don't know. It could just be me.
No, that's
Definitely
amazing. That's good
no
stuff.
claims there, but I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'm always surprised still when if I do healing touch on someone, and their pain goes away, or I'm still surprised. Wow. I mean, energy, it's really a good thing to be able to work with.
yep.
My body must really need it because, like, I literally get the indents of the patches in my arm. It's like I take that patch off, and I've got like the indents of the.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh,
Wow.
my body really needed that," and it, and I have to rotate the sites because that stays on my skin for about 2 days. I
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
have
supposed
to,
to
wow.
rotate
yeah,
the place anyway where you
yeah,
put
you
them.
I know, but like it's
Yep.
like my whole skin just like, give me that patch. It just sucks it right up. It's like, whoo. Yeah, it's
So
pretty wild when I take them off.
heard, I have heard that the Lumi patch will help with some of that.
Yeah, I've heard
Really?
that too.
Yep.
I'll have to.
So,
I'm serious. I will have to try it because I do have like on my face. I do have a lot of sun damage from when I was a kid. When we were kids, we never had to wear sunscreen. We never did anything. Teenager, we lathered our bodies with baby oil so
mhm.
that we could, and like you could see some of the sun damage. So yeah, I should try the Lumi patch. Charlene says, me too. Mine stay on for 2 days if I don't take them off. Body
Yep.
must need it. Like seriously, your neurons in your brain must need to be fixed a lot.
Yep.
Your brain knows.
Your brain knows what your body needs,
Oh, yeah.
right? It's like a lot of people, like when they're in pain, they think, oh, it's just pain. They're not like thinking it could be related to something else, and maybe it's inflammation, maybe it's an infection, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. All they know is, ow, it hurts,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
once you figure out the underlining issue, then you can go and figure out what patch you need.
Well, and I
I
think
was
the patches, just like when I was doing the reflexology, I think that the way that they work, they help you deal with those things. I mean, because we all have things that come up at different times. And I do believe that whenever they come up, you need to deal with them. But, I went on prescription medication for a short period of time when I was having the reflexology treatments because so much came up. But then after time, then I was able to get off of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, now I still have, I do still have some anxiety, depending on what's going on in the world and in my world and all of that kind of stuff. But that's what the peace patch is for, right?
And
I think it
we're not saying it cures anything.
No,
We're
definitely.
not saying go off of all your medication your doctor put you on. We're not saying anything like that. We're just saying
No,
it helps.
I take people laugh at me, Brenda, because I have a 3-page intake form and where I'm asking about medical issues. But like the first page is nothing but if you have an issue, please go see your doctor. I don't
Mhm.
diagnose anything. I don't treat anything. This is what my services are for. You'll see
Yeah,
a medical professional for all these other things.
yeah.
exactly. So I just
And
thought we
I've
put
had
this.
clients I've turned away. I've had clients that were on medicine, had recently been diagnosed with something, and I've said, I'll see you next week. Like, I'm not, if somebody's recently gone on a prescription, I won't see them because that prescription needs to be in their system. And,
Right.
No, and
so,
I recently put out my I pulled my hamstring,
Uh-huh.
My dog rented, and the first thing I did was I put Freedom and Liberty on, and I was like, I don't want any prescription medication. I do not want to take any prescription. I don't want to take any over the counter medication.
Mhm.
And about 4 days of that, and Kathy messaged me. She goes, "Ugh, how you feeling?" I goes, actually not too bad. I don't want to think of what it would have been like hadn't I put those patches on right away.
That's true.
Right? Because I don't want to think about that. That would have been like my husband went out and got me a walker. That's how bad it was.
Oh, wow.
But just putting those two patches on right away took a lot of that inflammation and
Bless
all
you.
of that pain off. All that inflammation and all that pain started lifting. So yeah.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want to think about what it would have been like if had I put them on.
We don't
Definitely.
want to find out.
We have 5 minutes left, lady. What are your last comments, Christine?
Christy.
Christy?
Um,
Sorry.
It's all right. Everybody sees the IE at the end and they think there's an N in there. No big deal. Um,
Sorry.
so I don't know. If you're skeptical, try it out. I mean, there's no ingredients, there's no chemicals. And let the person know if you typically do have allergies or sensitivities to adhesives. 95% effective means that there's 5% of the people are not going to be able to wear them. Period. They're either not going to help, you're going to be allergic to the adhesive, whatever it is. Don't get
Here,
stuck on what's in the adhesive or anything like that. Just try it.
here's a little idea is what we used to do in nursing. If a person, because we had patches we had to put on people, adhesive band-aids, what we used to do is take a Flovent puffer, which is a cortisone, a
Hmm.
steroid puffer. We used to put it on their, like spray it on their skin first, then put
Uh-huh.
the adhesive on. No reaction.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. So just a little tip there.
Interesting.
Yeah, you take the puffer and you go psh, 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 on the area, let it dry, slap the adhesive, the Band-Aid, the Me-Pour, whatever it was, and they wouldn't react.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what
Little
y'all do if somebody sweated a lot?
Probably because it probably dry your skin out a little bit, right? So, and you do need a prescription for the Flovent, but it's just a cortisone spray that you put on. And because if you get a cortisone ointment, you can't put a patch on. If you get a cortisone cream, you can't put a patch on because it won't adhere to your skin. But you
Right.
do that cortisone spray, psh, stays on perfect, no reaction.
Interesting.
Just a little tidbit. That's my last comment. Kathy, your last comment for the day?
My last comment is just I found this very, very interesting, and I'm so happy that you're able to join us. And you're welcome to come back anytime. We'd love to have you as a guest again, and I want to thank you again very much.
Well, thank y'all for having me. I appreciate y'all.
We appreciate you. And if there's anybody else out there that would like to be our guest, please let Kathy Gunter know. And if anybody would like to know more information about these super patches, get a hold of Christy, get a hold of Kathy, or get a hold of me.
Yeah, we can all help out.
We can all help you out.
Yeah,
Have a
so thank
wonderful day and go out there and enjoy the beautiful sunshine.
you. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Thank y'all.